welcome along to round number 1 of Vrl Season 5. It's finally here. After 2 months of waiting, after Season 4 ended, we're back here with Vrl F2, and we're going to begin the season today with Vietnam. It's the first round of the season. We've got 15 drivers ready to race today, and alongside me commentating, I'm Vrl F1, and alongside me is Ryan, F1 driver for Red Bull. Ryan, how are you? What are you expecting about this race?
Yeah, should be a good one. Of course, Vietnam, new track on the calendar. Will be new for everyone, as it's probably also the first league race for many of the drivers. So it should be a good one, and hopefully we'll see a really nice race with great battles.
Yep. Sure, a lot to expect from this race as see the counting is down. We're gonna start the race soon, and so I'm gonna get going right here. Just wait some 15 seconds. I'm gonna check in all the drivers here. We got Alex, Sam, and only Renault has only one driver. AlphaTauri only with one as well, and Haas does not have any of the drivers currently on their cars. So we're gonna start here with those 14 drivers, and hopefully it's gonna be a good race. And of course, new track, new experience for most of these drivers, and well, here we go.
As we wait for the loading, it's probably good to talk about the track. For the people who don't really know the track, as it's a new track. Yeah, the track is really challenging with long straights and really corners which you don't really see on other tracks. They're really different to other tracks, and
Exactly.
should make a really interesting choice of setup and driving, because you need to be really patient, and especially in the race, the rears don't have many grip on this track, so it's really difficult to manage tires as well.
Exactly, it's going to be very tricky, and we expect a lot of action on track today. It's going to be 28 laps in this race. It's the first time VRL is racing on this track. Of course, it's a new track only included in this game. See one of the racing points out, that's Stein. Going to be the first one out to do a lap in qualifying here at Vietnam on the racing point. So drivers are going to start to come out. We're going to see the tyre choices. So here we go. There are a couple of drivers going for the mediums. We have Sam going for the mediums. You have Young Lights going for the medium tires as well. Kimi on the mediums, but most of them going for the soft tires for the start. So a lot of different strategy games out here for the beginning of qualifying. And the tire choices we can see are those at the moment. Not sure about those drivers who are yet to go out onto the track. So Stein is going to start his laps soon. He's just finishing the second sector, and will come around to start his lap in just a few moments. We have nearly everyone out on the track already. So we're going to finally see who is going to be the fastest out here in qualifying, and who's going to win the race. You can leave your predictions in the comments. So here it comes to start the first lap of qualifying today is Stein, who come around this tricky last 2 corners and ready to begin his lap. He come around the last corner, nearly flat out. It's a very tricky corner. You cannot go full on the throttle, so you have to adjust how much you're going on it. So a little lock up there from him as he goes into turn 1, but keeping it clean at the moment. So he'll go around this very tricky long corners in the first sector. He'll finish the first sector here. We're gonna check his time. It's gonna be a 25.8, the first driver to complete the first sector on the soft tires. So another really long left-hander. He'll go around on this straight now. He's got slipstream from his teammate, from Kerem. So Kerem's gonna really help his teammate right here. Slipstream is, yes, and slipstream is really important on this track because it's such a long straight. You can carry that speed on for so long, you gain a lot of time with it. So Stein really got some help out there from his teammate who finished sector 2 right now. Come around, it's a 16.9 over the second sector. The second driver on the lap is Sam, but he's on the medium tires, so do not expect him to beat Stein's times yet. So here he comes round the S's on the last sector of the Vietnam circuit, who finish it off, go off into the last two corners back again, back onto the throttle. And what is this lap gonna be like? The first lap of the season in qualifying is gonna be a 1:35.4 for Stein. The first lap, as you see, Sam's got damage. He's not gonna finish his lap. So that damage could cost him. See Nick Pancras now gonna finish the lap. There's a Renault going past Sam there. I don't know if he got blocked as Nick goes fastest, 1:34.4. Now that Renault is Wakanda. He'll go second, only 1/10 behind Nick, as Young Lights will go third. We got one of the AlphaTauris now. It's Matthias. He'll come across the line now. Should go fast. He does. 1:34.3, 1/10 clear of Nick. Now the two Red Bulls right behind us comes Enzo going into fourth. And here comes X18 coming across the line now, and he will be setting a 1:35.6. Last driver to set a lap. Papine goes fifth fastest. And there's one of the Williams behind that, should be Kimi. Kimi will go ninth on the medium tires. Another one of the Alfa Romeos, Matt finishing lap, goes ninth. And Alex just beginning his first lap of the session. This MK17B is going to go 10th on the soft tires. Now we're going to wait. That's Kerem going to finish lap next. He seems to be in a very good one. I think he was 4/10ths down on Matthias' time through sector 2, so he could get on the 33s out here. The first driver to get into the 33s, and he does. What a lap for 1:33.6. That is 7/10ths clear of Matthias' time. And he'll get that provisional pole, and I would not be surprised if we saw him keep that pole position. See, Alex is the one now on the lap. He did a 26.3 on the first sector. What can he do on the second sector? Come around that long straight, going into the hairpin now in sector 2. He's going to finish it off right now. Did not get help because his teammate is not racing today, as Avestus, so it's not a lot of help from him out there. He'll still finish his lap, a 1:7.1 on the second sector. He could well come across like 5th place or somewhere near that. So he'll go into the fast S's last sector. Finishing a lap right now. Where will he go? Across the final 2 turns, and he'll go through the line now. He will do a 1:35.0, go 5th, like it was predicted. Because MK17 goes second fastest, really close to Karen. Yeah, he's closer to Karen's time. He went on the 33s as well, so a lot of pace shown by the Ferrari driver, but Karen's still out front by quite a distance. So the other most of the drivers are now on the pit lane. Wakanda not on a flying lap. Don't think there's anybody on a flying lap right now. We're going to see the two drivers who have not set a time yet. It's going to be TRT James on the medium tires, going out for his first run of the session. Really loose right there through to the end of turn 1. Comes across cleanly on the first sector, and what is this sector time going to be like for him? 26.3. I don't know if he is close to Karam's time. Oh, he hits the wall there at the beginning of the left-hander. He could have some damage. I'm going to check right now. Don't think he does, so he's got a lucky escape there for the McLaren driver. You got Sam as well on the flying lap, soft tires on him. His first run, he got damage on the first attempt. He was on the medium tires. Now he decides to go into the softs. So we're gonna see how is this strategy gonna play out for him. What is it gonna affect? Is James 18.0 through sector 2? Oh, and he got really out of control right there, out of the first corner at sector 3. I don't know if he's going to be able to get a good time here on the medium tires. Sam did a good time there through sector 2. Could be challenging for some high position. As James across the last 2 turns, he'll go. And it's not going to be a good lap for him. He'll do 138.9. He'll go last on the medium tires. Here comes Sam through the last corner now. Yeah, hit the wall on the entry there. Goes 135.5, goes 11th. So we've got all drivers setting a lap so far. We've got Enzo beginning his lap right now. Who else is on flying lap? I think it's only him. So Enzo is going to go for his second attempt. Yep, Matthias right behind him. Here comes, is that Kimi? No, it's Young Lights, as Enzo's invalidated that lap after turn 2, so he's not going to improve that time for now. We're going to see with Matthias here, how will he go? And he's not improving through the first sector, goes 1/10 behind his previous time. And I think he did a mistake. It seemed like he slowed down. Yeah, he slowed down right there. Probably gonna abort this lap already, and he did. So another one not improved. Yep, Karam gonna give slipstream to Stein once again, like he did on the first run. It's gonna happen on the second again. Here they come round the long straight. Is the 2 racing points. I think they're too close to get too much of an advantage, so I don't think this slipstream was as effective as the first try, but still Stein will get some time from that. I'm going to see how much can he improve on his time right before. So comes out of the hairpin. We're just going to finish sector 2 now. Is he improving anything? He is improving by a 10th. Locks up going to the first turn of the sector. As Enzo's going to finish his lap right now. He did invalidate, so he's not going to improve. Is he going to go for it again? He is. He stays out on the track, so he will try it once more. Here comes Stein through the final 2 corners. Well, will he go? On the results, he will go 7th. He improves his time, goes ahead of Alex. So as now Karam starts his lap. We've got one of the Williams coming right behind his Young Lights. He went 2nd fastest. They did not catch that, but he went really close to Karam's time right here. The Williams driver, really good lap by him. Kimi's finishing his lap at the moment, improving 1.2 seconds. He will go 8th. What a really good lap by Kimi. Puts himself in the top 10. As this is one of the Red Bulls right now. I think that's X18 across the line. He'll improve, goes 7th fastest. And Alex McLaren, yeah, Papine coming around the final 2 corners as well. He was improving 6 millitenths across sector 2. Is he going to beat his own time? He is. He goes 9th. He improved quite a bit on that last sector. And I've got the 2 Alfa Romeos coming across the line now. It's going to be Matt. It's going to be Yoda Speed coming across the line first. Don't think he aborted that lap. He's got damage on the front wing, and see Nick Pancras, I don't know if he finished that lap or if he's beginning another one. He did not improve, so Comes Wakanda Raring, he was improving, he goes third fastest, barely ahead of the Ferrari of MK17. We've got Enzo coming across the line now, and he doesn't improve. Kerem, is he going to go even faster than that? He does, a 133.1, what a lap by the Racing Point driver, extended advantage to P2 by 0.5 of a second, so really good lap, and he is putting out his advantage on the other guys. Everyone has set their laps on the soft tires, so could see an advantage from the guys not in the top 10 in terms of strategy. They can start with another tire. It's a very similar situation between between the 1 and 2 stop strategy in this track, so you're gonna see a lot of different strategy games out here. So who we got coming? We've got the McLaren. Is that Pepine? He should be coming into the pits. He already set a time, and he is into the pit lane. Now what about Nick Pancras? Could be on his way to improve. He did a 34.4 last time round. Could improve that time right now. Come across the last 2 corners, and he will do 34.2. He will beat Matthias. Matthias will go down to 6th. There's a big disadvantage for Matthias for not improving on the second run, so he stays 6th for the moment. As we get ready for the last runs of qualifying, all the drivers now coming into the pit lane, picking up the last set of tires to go out and do the last line lap. As you see Matthias on the outlap ready.
James, I believe.
James is James is on the lap. He's improving 1.6 on his medium tires run. He went quite a bit slower than Matt right there on the medium tires. So looking good so far for him. He'll come across the last 2 corners, and well, will he be? He'll go 7th. Good lap time by him. He'll push Kimi down into 11th. So Kimi now on the position to have 3 tire choice, as well as Alex, Enzo, Sam and Matt. All of them could start on a different tire than the softs, and oh, he goes into the wall. I don't think he's going to set another lap time here in this qualifying session. Is TRT James. See Matthias now starting his flying lap. He's doing really well through the first corners. What would this sector be like for him? Oh, surprised to see him not improving in that first sector, because that seemed pretty good. Now we've got, is that Mercedes on the flying lap? It's Alex. See TRT James retires. And Alex not on the flying lap. On the outlap at the moment, in 2 minutes. I don't know if it's going to be enough for the drivers currently in the pit lane to get another run. So it could get tight. There are not many corners to cut here on the outlap. So that Racing Point of Kerem could be tight to make another run. Maybe he's a little bit above the delta. Yeah, he'll help his teammate once again. Oh, and purple sector 2 for Matthias. He's coming for a good one. Here comes. He was not improving generally, but he could beat those guys in front of him if he nailed a good last sector. Here, oh, and he invalidated. Yes. He hit the wall on the inside. It's a very tricky corner not to invalidate. So here they come. So Matt starting a lap. And who's that? Is that Kimi?
He's too late, obviously. He's not going to make it.
Yeah, Nick is only out of the pits right now. So yeah, he's never going to make that. And as he goes into the wall. Yeah, the Racing Point.
From Kerem this time.
Yep, he's got Stein on his back for the whole straightaway long. He's gonna let him pass right here at the end, so watch out for Stein. Could get a good lap time here at the end of things. We're gonna ride on board with him. Is he gonna improve on that second sector? He should be improving 3/10. So if he kept those 3/10, could go 7th and beat TRT James on the total time. He will be the first driver, I believe, to finish a lap time out of the last run. So here he comes. Karam's gonna start his lap soon. Is there time for him to make it? I believe so. He's already on the last corners. Here comes starting across the line. Hugh do a 34.7, goes 7 fastest. And now Hugh give his teammate a tow. And Karam, what happened to
the wall, I believe, on the exit?
Yeah, he's waiting to cross the line. He must have got damage. As here comes Nick Pancras on the outlap. Is not gonna make it, of course. Here comes Yoda Speak, gonna finish his lap. He's improving 3/10. If he could get a little bit more, could beat out the Ferrari of Sam. So where will he go right here? 2 last corners. It's a good exit out of the penultimate corner, and right there, it's going to be a 34.6 who goes 7th. Great lap by him, and Matthias crossed the line. He does not improve, as that is X18 going to cross the line. He was not improving as well. Going to get those 2/10 back. Sam, whoa, go 5th fastest. Great lap by Sam. Right behind his teammate who just spins out on his last run. So MK17 is not going to improve. Here comes Enzo. Will finish his last run right now. Seems to be in a great run. Oh, hits the wall. Oh, goes 5th fastest. Great lap by Enzo. Is there anyone else finishing a lap? There is Papine. Improving 2/10. Could beat out X18. I don't know if he could go out to the top, could go out into the top 10. So he'll come across last corner here, cross the line, and he goes 9th. He'll push Stein down into P11. So the Racing Point of Stein is going to have free tyre choice along with James X18.
Left. I think he's made it, and
yeah, there was a glitch in the clock. Yes, so he did make it in the end. Could improve, could beat a lot of guys, and he goes P5. Good lap by Nick, but the pole position will go to Karam. Great lap by Karam, 33.1, and it's going to be Young Lights in P2 alongside him, 5/10 behind Karam. So a really dominant lap by Karam, 5/10 on 2nd place, and wow, just a very good qualifying session. Your thoughts on Karam's lap and general results of this session?
Disappointing result for Alex GPRL Jaffa Baboon, the man who really started to get towards the podium at the end of last season. He's now all the way down in last, or P15.
Yes, not a good start for Alex. I don't know if he... Let's hope he can make up the places back in the race. We're gonna have the formation up in just a moment as the drivers get ready for to roll into the first race of the season.
In terms of the strategy, it's 2-stop is possible, or the 1-stop is possible, I should say, but it's really tight, the 1-stop and the 2-stop, which is faster. You never really know, and it just depends on who can make the tires work the best. So the hard could be good, but you need to be consistent and stay on one pace to get the lap time needed to beat the 2-stop with the soft and the 2 softs and the medium. Of course, the pit lane is pretty long, but you do cut a few corners with.
And there you go, the predicted pit stop strategy. Great graphic right there. You got the 2-stop and the 1-stop really tight between one another. As you said, hard tires could be good. We're gonna see the tires on each driver. Only James and Kimmy going for the mediums. No one going for the hard tires, so I don't think these guys are going to go for the 1-stop. James and Kimmy should go for the 2-stop strategy. They'll probably go for 2 sets of softs after the beginning. Here's Karam leads the pack onto the formation lap. See, all the way up to 11th on fresh soft tires. 13th is on the softs as well, and 15th Alex going on. I mean, the soft tires could still be a good strategy for a beginning of a race. You'd still
it's aggressive.
Go for the medium soft, or maybe the hard. You have two options depending on what happens. And
safety car could also shake up things.
Exactly. Safety car on lap 1, it would be very, very difficult to make it to the end on the hard tires. Yes, the soft tires, so they can work out for all these guys. Karen leading the pack. Wow, he got a distance on that formation lap. Now he's gonna back down. He was like some 5 seconds ahead of second place on the formation lap, where he wanted to get an advantage here. See if he can get a good start, get his tires up to temperature. One thing I noticed on this game is the tires, they can get up to getting them up to temperature on the formation lap is really important, more than last game. So it could be tricky right here. The graphic of predicted stop strategy showing soft, medium, medium. I don't know if that could work for any of the drivers. Could work as
what lap you pit. If you need to really go long with the first stint on softs, and it will be really difficult after like 5 or 6 laps.
Could depend on the safety cars as well.
Yeah.
So
we'll just find out, I guess.
Finishing the formation lap here is Kerem. All the drivers gonna line up behind him. See, the Williams of Kimi is gonna be the last one to line up to his grid slot, and we're gonna have the 5 lights coming on, and soon they'll be out, and we're gonna get ready for the first race of VRL F2 this season 5. And here we go, the lights are gonna come on in just a moment. 5 lights. And the lights are out. Oh, bad start for Karen. Wakanda Raring getting a brilliant start. I don't know if he jumped it, but he's getting a solid lead right there. Young Lights trying to go on the inside of him. They touch. They could have damage there. Karen goes back into 3rd, now fighting with Nick Pancras for 4th. We've got some drivers going wide there at the back, but Karen goes wide out, cuts the corner as Wakanda Raring goes down into 5th. He could have damage. He got a contact with Young Lights right there on the first corner. So Young Lights right here into the lead of the race. Karen did not get such a good start as the pack all fighting behind him. You've got Sam going around, a contact with Hank Peter, could have damage to the front wing as Sam hit Matthias just after that contact. He's got one driver really loose right there. That's Matt off the corner, but all seeming clean right here. No big incidents, no safety cars. See MK17 going past Wakanda Raring for 5th place right on the end of this straight. Another battle behind between Matthias and Papine. Matthias seems to take the upper hand. Papine will go all over that curb, will lose time. Doing so, Matthias gets the upper hand. Quite a hectic start, but no incidents. We keep it clean between those 15 drivers.
He switches back the regular X18 low speed into the S section.
So, what a start by Young Lights. Wish you could see that again. And I don't know about Wakanda Raring. It seemed like he jumped it, but I did not see anything on my screen about penalties. So it's nothing. So it seems like he did a great start, but unfortunately got that dive on from Young Lights and dropped back afterwards. So, and Karim is still pretty close. No DRS, of course, for the first 3 laps. So there you go, that predicted strategy. Stay right there for the medium, for the hard tire runners, and everyone else. Is Alex trying to go around the outside there of Kimi, and he does. What a move by Alex. Finally goes out of last spot on the soft tires. He'll go faster than Kimi right behind him. So great move there by the Mercedes. See, Papine moves past Wakanda Raring. Wakanda really dropping back in this beginning of the race. Now down into 8th. He'll get the slipstream of Papine. Could do a move on him at the end of this straight. Matthias is really slow up ahead. Papine could go for a move at him, but he runs out of time. Matthias will keep that 6th place, and everything will stay as it is. As King Enzo goes... Kerem has already got past. I did not expect Kerem to get past there. There's contact. Young Lights will go down into 3rd. Kerem is back up into the lead. After a nightmare start, he's back up in front. Kerem leads up again from Nick Pancras. Young Lights and King Enzo now will put pressure on the Williams driver after that little touch. And Young Lights, oh, what happened there? Did he attempt to go into the pits, or is now MK17 goes past him? He seems ghosted. Young Light seems to be ghosted. Did he disconnect? Something happened to him as Sam will go into the pits. Matthias gets past Young Lights. A lot of problems for the Williams driver. Down into 6th he'll go from the lead of the race. As you see, Sam's in the pits. What tire is he going to fit on? He fits another set of softs. As heading out off the pits, I don't know if he could pit again only for the medium tires. Could be tight. But the battle right here is going to be between Kerem and Nick. Nick has got DRS. The first lap, the DRS is enabled. And look how much they've got a gap to the rest of the field. Enzo is more than 2 seconds behind them. And Enzo, of course, getting a gap as well from the car behind. So, seems like a solid race between the front runners. I've seen Nick closing up. Can he do a move? No, not yet. He'll stay behind the racing point. A lot of straight line speed for Kerem. He'll stay up in front for the time being. Enzo stays in 3rd. He's got some battles behind. Now Stein gets past Young Lights for 7th. And Wakanda Rare is struggling to defend 10th.
Interestingly, Nick Pancras has got a lot more.
Look at X18 going down the inside of Wakanda Rare and gets past. There was some contact made. I don't think there was damage either at the drivers, but really risky move. But makes it up 10th place for X18. Into the points he goes. There's another battle.
Nick Pancras has spun.
Oh, Nick has spun.
Coming around the final corner.
Nick spins out. That's a very tricky corner going out of it, and Nick will lose out a lot of places, and a big chance of winning the race is now gone for the Alfa Romeo driver. He loses his left side end plate, and now he'll fall back. He's gonna have to pit early here. Wow, what a tough break for Nick, as he'll go down into 11th behind his teammate after that spin, as Enzo now goes into 2nd. As Alex will go into the pits already, fitting on the medium tires. Kerem now will have a huge lead in over the rest of the pack. As see MK17 closing up on Enzo, could do a move right here. It's gonna get alongside before the DRS zone. You put it up the inside for the hairpin, coming across into. Oh, there's some contact, nearly a big accident there, but MK17 it gets past. He moves himself up into 2nd in this race, and now Enzo could get pressure from Matthias behind for 3rd. It's going to be a good battle here for the podium places, but out front, Kerem dominating the race so far. What a hectic start for the race. No safety cars, no huge collisions, but what a clean race so far. But seen a lot of good moves and a lot of action already in this first 4 laps. See Nick Pancras struggling to get his car back to the pits. Of course, a lot of damage to that car. An MK17 does the fastest lap of the race. Could he close up on Kerem still before the end of the race, as Nick Pancras makes it to the pit lane, but he's lost a lot of time with that little damage he got. 2.8 seconds the gap between MK17 and King Enzo. We've got more than 150 comments already on the stream, so thank you all for the interaction currently, and there's a long way to go here still in this race. 3 seconds now the gap. Kerem seems to be pulling away at the moment, as Enzo's already dropping out of the DRS zone of MK17. Here comes Matthias, only 6/10 back. Could get him at the end of the straight if he has enough overtake to get past Enzo. And it won't happen this lap. He could get closer on the next one, try to go Try to get an attempt on the next lap still. More close battles right there. Battle for 6th is very close between Stein James and X18. As you see Young Lights ghosted. I wonder what's happened to him. I did not see any message of him disconnecting. As Matt goes into 9th, Kimmy into 10th. Making out for Williams trouble with Young Lights. Nick Pancras really far back, 10 seconds behind Alex. And I did not quite catch that, but I do think it was his own mistake as TRT James goes into the pits already. He was on the medium tires. That was a weird strategy there by TRT James. What tires are he going to put on right now? I wonder if the hards can make it to the end of the race. He'll fit on the softs. So I don't know if he's going to do a medium soft medium strategy right here. Low stop. I think he changed his front wing. Goes back. Is he going to get back ahead of Alex? Long pit road. I think he could get ahead of him as the pit lane cuts turn 1, but it's going to be really tight between the two. Oh, and TRT James will get ahead by a little bit of a distance there. So Wakanda Raring goes past Young Lights now, gets in the top 10 provisionally, as there are a couple drivers that made a pit stop already. And the gap seems to be stable between the top two. Staying right there on that 3 seconds, maybe sometimes going lower, sometimes going higher. And Enzo doing a really good job of defending 3rd place from Matthias.
Matthias has got a lot more ERS to play with. 75. As Enzo dived into the pit, so he's protecting himself from the undercut from Matthias.
Yes, he is an early stop right there, lap 7. Wonder if he could have that predicted strategy graphic again. I wonder what strategy could he go on if. Yes, he's gonna go in the soft.
Still got 2 options.
Yeah,
he could, if he stretches his mediums, things are gonna go on. So
he puts
at the end.
Yes, the softs or the mediums. Long pit road. Sam should get ahead of Enzo here, and I don't think he'll do. As Enzo goes out to the pit lane, quite a distance ahead. Up, goes back into 11th.
Top 3 will pit on the next lap.
Yeah, they are gonna prevent an undercut from Enzo. I wonder MK17 could come into the pits pretty soon. He cut the gap down to Karen. On the last couple of laps, he cut it from 3.3 down to 2.8. So
King Enzo is in a nice bit of clean air.
Oh yes, he's still 3 seconds behind Young Lights and Wakanda Raring. There's 2 guys fighting out there as Papine goes past Matthias. Papine now, and Matthias must have made a mistake. He had a gap to Papine. McLaren driver now. Karen will carry on. MK17 is not going to pit as well. Now will Papine come in? No. Matthias will. Matthias comes into the pits for his first pit stop of the day. And Stein comes into the pits as well. As X18 goes up into 4th provisionally. Everyone on these soft tires. What tire is Matthias going to put on? He's changing his front wing. He did a mistake then. Somewhere around that lap, he puts on the mediums. Could go for the 2 options, mediums or softs after that. But he's coming out behind Stein. So that front wing change cost him a lot of time. So he loses traction coming out of pit road, but still keeps it clean. Still 13th for him. First driver that stopped is Enzo, 7th already on the medium tires. He went past both Wakanda Raring and Young Lights. So What kind of strategy could we see here as MK17 close the gap even more for first place? He puts it down to 2.6. So I wonder if we can have a battle here towards the end of the race. So seem to have a lot of action on F3 at the moment. We've got the link on the comments of the stream. So seems to be a good race there as well. But right here we've got Matthias getting past Stein already after that slow stop. Goes past him. Sam goes past Young Lights, moves up into 9th. Young Lights is still ghosting. I don't know what kind of problem is that, as Matthias did the purple second sector, as Kerem is into the pits. He puts on the medium tyres, goes out, as NK17 stayed out. So it's going to be a big strategy game here. Kimi stayed out, he should go tight with Kerem. Oh, and Kimi still ahead of Enzo. Matt is still yet to pit as well. He's shown 0 laps for Kimi on the tyres, although he didn't stop yet, so I don't know if that is a glitch in the game, and Kimi gets past Matt here. It's going to be a tight battle between these two, could go on for a long time. And yes, MK17 could be onto the different strategy to go into the hard tyres and get that advantage. TRT James got a penalty. He is on that mix fighting with X18 and Matthias.
King Enzo on Vrl F2 S5.
King Enzo going past the Alfa Romeo. The Alfa Romeo, of course, of Matt not stopped. Yeah, the left hand side, right hand side actually of both sides of Matt's front wing damaged. Where did he get that damage? I don't think we saw parts of damage on that car last time round. MK17 into the pit to go.
Select a different strategy to Kerem.
It could go on to the different. No, he seems to be putting the mediums as well. So he will go for the 2-stop. Most drivers are going to go for the 2-stop. Yoda Speaker's into the pits. Could go into the hard tyres. Could be the odd strategy out here.
Okay, and MKB are going to be close.
Oh, and MK17 goes ahead. But he has lost a handful of time to Kerem. 4.6 seconds a gap right now. Enzo is losing time behind Kimi. He needs to get clear of the Williams before it's too late, and he'll go at it here on sector 1. He's not going to go at the end of the straight, on the long straight, and he goes right here, goes for the move, gets it done, moves up back up into 3rd. As Yoda Speak is going for the hard tyres, and Stein making another pit stop for the hards. Maybe he got damage somewhere. He went back into the pits. So these guys on the hard tyres, they're going to make it to the end. But I wonder if they can hold on to the fresh softs of the guys that will pit afterwards. See, Kerem leads, MK17 leads, Enzo leads, Kimi hasn't stopped yet. I think Kimi is the only one who hasn't stopped, apart from Alex as well. Sam in 5th, TRT James in 6th place, Papine the other McLaren in 7th, X18 in 8th, Matthias runs 9th, and GPRL Jaffa Baboon Alex goes in 10th place. He has a distance, Nick practiced. Nick had that incident early on. He made a mistake, but Alex still on the top 10, needs to pit, so he could go onto the 1-stop. I don't know if the 1-stop should work for him. And right behind him goes Nick, Young Lights, Wakanda Raring, and Yoda Speak and Stein rounding off the grid. Still a solid lead from Karen, and he seems to be pulling away on the medium tyres. Seems to be clearing MK17, as we've got a problem with Kimi's lap counter on the tires because it's not counting any laps so far. So some kind of issues going on with him, but he has not stopped yet. So 5 seconds the gap from first to second and from second to third, and Enzo was fighting Hank Peter for the podium place. He is now way clear of the AlphaTauri. I wonder what went on with Hank Peter. He dropped back a lot of places, now gets past X18 for 8th. Not yet, X18 trying to fight him back as they go into sector 3. Matthias has the inside, he'll get through into 8th place as trying to defend. And now Matt goes past Young Lights for 13th as Kimi goes into the pits. What tyre will he fit on? First stop for him on the medium tyres. And entering the pits in his pit box right now. I would go for the one stop actually.
He's going on the 2 softs.
Yeah, he puts on the softs. He'll put the yeah, he's gonna be fast on this stint, but he'll get passed by Nick Pancras. We're kind of raring. Maybe no, Yoda Speaker is quite a distance back. Can he get it back ahead of Nick Pancras? He did. Really close between each other, but Kimi gets it done. Moves up into 10th. No safety cars, no big accidents, no retirements yet. Quite surprisingly in this race. Karam now pulling away from MK17 is going to put that gap around 6 seconds as Enzo's losing time from MK17. Here comes Sam to get past Enzo. This way for third. Sam's going around the outside. Enzo defended that spot. There's a bit of contact with James, Sam and Enzo, but they seem to go out all cleanly. James pulled out trying to do a move on Sam, didn't work out. He'll back off, stay in 4th. So Young Lights staying on to 3rd ahead of Matt. Oh, they make a little bit of contact. Matt has still got that damage. I don't think he changed out front wing in this pits. TRT James is into the pits once again. Oh, we've got our first retirement. It's Matt. He's gone off on sector 3, and now we've got a virtual safety car here. So that's going to fall greatly into the hands of TRT James. He went onto the pits right before the virtual safety car came out. So he'll go out now. Can he get ahead of Kimi? He will. He'll pull on the hard tyres to the end of the race. So into 9th he'll go. With that virtual safety car, he could be a contender for a high spot in this race. Remembering, Alex is not pitted yet. So Nick Pancras back into the pits, going for the hards. He will go to the end of the race. Goes back ahead of Stein for 13. So virtual safety car is still on. Field frozen. Enzo seems to have got a gap to Sam. Oh, and he's got 5-second penalty for Nick Pancras for ignoring yellow flags. He could have sped on the virtual safety car. Now he's got himself a 5-second penalty, and remembering TRT James has 3 seconds, could cost him a lot of places at the end as he's fighting there for 3rd with Enzo and Sam. So he's got a 3-second penalty already for multiple warnings. So we've just got right here, the Young Lights left the session, he disconnected. So that's why he was ghosting. He should be out of contention for points here. And Enzo did get a gap from Sam on the virtual safety car. Sam not getting up to speed in time. He's got pressure now from Papine behind. Those tires and Sam are going to be pretty old. And I wonder, Alex, when is he going to go into the pits? Is he going to pull the... he's probably going to put up the 2 stops don't think he's going to put the hards. We're halfway through the race. Kerem, I believe, has led 13 out of 14 laps so far. And it's got a gap 5.6 up ahead of MK17. Oh, he's got a drive-through. Kerem has got a drive-through for speeding under this virtual safety car. So he'll lose that lead. Papine has had some kind of issue. He's down now into 7th. But Kerem, it did not show up, but Kerem has a drive-through penalty. Could
drop into 3rd or 4th.
Should cost him the victory here. Could still come out ahead of Enzo, but it's a long pit road. He now comes in. So MK17 will inherit the lead of the race in the Ferrari. All of them needing to stop again. So goes past now into the lead of the race, and he should have a big gap. Now Sam's got a penalty. They're all into the pits. Enzo, did they all get drive-throughs? I don't know if they're going to be in the normal strategy. Enzo didn't.
Oh no, Red Bull and Ferrari are pitting.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are going into the pits normally. Kerem now heads out. He still needs to pit again, but I assume he will still be ahead of Enzo after his pit stop. So could still take second here is Kerem. As Sam has gone ahead of Enzo. So Sam has jumped Enzo here on the pit lane. All going into the medium tires. They go out now, and Sam up in 10th ahead of Enzo, who was quite a long way clear. So Enzo could have probably changed his front wing. Nick Pancras back into the pits once again. So that race went from here to 0 for Nick Pancras. It's not gonna happen for him today. Still 14 laps to go. A lot can happen still in this race, but MK17 a really solid lead up front, and he could pull away from Kerem if he's got that great free air. Then not even close to the traffic. We're only 15 laps into the race. Kerem does not seem to be cutting down the gap to MK17, so he stays currently second. The disastrous virtual safety car penalty, and that is going to cost him important points on it could cost him important points on the championship at the end. If he's seen by this race's pace, he could fight for it. Oh, now he's got the gap by about a second to MK17. It's not been a stable gap between those two. Kerem, could he still close up? There are 13 laps remaining. He's gonna need about more than half a second per lap to get back up front. I'm gonna see right here. So not much going on right here. Still got a battle for third at the moment between Hank Peter. Oh, we've got a touch. They touched X18 and Hank Peter have touched. X18 should have damage from that. Seems to be clean. He'll go past Hank Peter now. Up into third he'll go. Papine looking behind them, trying to get one of those spots. As he did a mistake somewhere, he dropped back behind those two. He was ahead fighting with Sam and Enzo. Sam and Enzo have got a good undercut, could go in a good place still. As Karen still not closing enough. He's closing up, just not enough to catch him before the end of the race. So Hank Peters looking to still get close here to X18 and try to pull off the move at the end of the at the end of the next straight, the long straight there. It's a very good overtaking spot. Got 3 DRS zones in this track, 3 good overtaking spots. So wow, MK17 for some reason he's going massively slower on the first sector, and Kerem is going massively faster than him, and they're both keeping the same gap in sectors 2 and 3. So, oh, Pine gets past Hank Peter. I think Hank Peter did a mistake. Now down into 5th. So, Hank Peter now back into 4th. These battles right here on the mid pack, going back and forth, all those drivers is see, oh, MK17, he's missing the end plate on the left side. That must be the reason he's going that slow on the first sector, on the first corners. So that damage there, just saw it, could cost him a victory as well. It's going to be very, very tight between these two drivers. Now, when did he get that damage? I do not know, but Kerem closed up more than a second on this lap. So Kerem could well still get first place.
Kerem needs to go aggressive a few laps early on from soft and risky. He needs to gain that time.
He needs to recover back the time from the drive-through. The battle's back. X18 got a gap from Papine, so Papine barely gets DRS. He's gonna have to defend from Hank Peter. Now, how long is GPL Jaff Baboon gonna go in with these tires? I mean, the ticket.
He's pretty close to going to softs.
Hank Peter did a mistake. Yeah, Alex could go onto the soft tires. Hank Peter did a mistake. He now drops back on Alex's range. Alex's ticket not showing the correct amount of laps, showing 31 laps on the medium tires. But he hasn't stopped yet. There are 18 laps on those tires. He's going long. TRT James back into the pits. I did not expect him to pit again today. So quite a disaster for him. He was going to the end, gonna have a good finish, but all gone wrong. Now watch out for these two here, Sam and Enzo. And put the gap to the leader, 31 seconds. If they close that gap enough, they are still in range of Kerem when he pits. They lose it's a long pit road. They lose a lot of time in it, even though they cut some corners with it. But I don't know if they can come out ahead of Kerem or very close to them. Sam's probably gonna have the best shot at it. So how much is that damage gonna cost MK17? It could well cost him the victory. Kerem after the drive-through, could he still make it up for that time lost? We're all gonna know the answer of these questions in 10 laps time, as look at the gap Kerem has built to X18. It's 19 seconds, the gap between them. So they saying right here they'll be very close to each other, will Sam and the two front runners. I don't know if MK17 is going to change his front wing. Soft to medium strategy, I do not know if that could stick out, but if you stretch those tires for really long like Alex is doing, it could work. Alex doing 19 laps already on the tires. Thankfully the game's showing 33. So 4.5 seconds still. When are these guys going to come into pit lane for their final stops onto the soft tires? I wonder. Kimi should have, Kimi on the soft tires, he'll go for another set of softs after that stop. Could go tight with TRT James, and shown as Kerem goes into the pits. Kerem is going to try to do the undercut here. He was 4.5 seconds back. We'll look at the time after he finishes his pit stop. So Papine into the pits as well. Alex finally into the pits. Alex will go for the softs. Alex made it stick, the strategy, mediums to softs. That was quite difficult, quite risky, but it made it work. Kerem is gonna come out well clear of Sam. Sam's gonna come out well clear as well of Pine. And now that gap between Kerem and MK17 is 21.8. Oh, and he
got some traffic ahead of him.
yeah, he went right behind traffic. That was not a good strategy to stop that time. He gets past Matthias for third.
We'll have DRS twice. So
he'll get DRS, but can he close enough? Can he get enough of a run here to get past X18 before the end of the straight? Soft tires really working out on that car. Could get him. The DRS zone here is not that long as it could be.
He needs to go for the dive. He has to.
And he doesn't. Oh, he goes very close to hitting X18. Could he go for a move in this corner? Not quite. Stays behind. Stays in third. It's gonna lose a bit of time to. But MK17 stays out for one more lap. His tires 11 laps old.
Oh, that's interesting, and it might just say.
Could he try to go to the end of the race on this set?
18 pits, so that helps Kerem.
Yeah, that's gonna help Kerem big time. But can MK17 stretch those tires to the end of the race? And will he keep up to pace? Because Kerem closed up more than 2 seconds, even though he had traffic in his way on the last lap. So Sam will now move up into third with Matthias pitting, Enzo into fourth. We're gonna see X18 and Pepine. Pepine will go ahead for the moment. Alex is there on the fight. Now where's X18 gonna come out? He'll go behind those two guys. Behind Alex and Pepine. And Matthias losing a lot of time in that pit stop. He goes in 8th. Kimi back in 9th. James rounding off the points for the moment. The gap is already on 17 seconds between MK17 and Kerem. Now it would be very risky for MK17 to not come in, but I think that's his only option for the moment, to not enter the pit stop. So he's got to keep those 17 seconds. I don't think either of them have got any penalties. At least I didn't see any.
One stop as well, like Alex.
Yeah, he could be doing it. None of them have penalties.
I think he pitted pretty late in the first stint as well.
Yeah, I think he pitted a bit later than Kerem. Let me see. Kerem pitted on lap 9. He went to the pits on the same lap, so he's stretching those tires quite well. And if we could have that graphic of the tire wear on each driver, he
doesn't lose 3 seconds a lap. He's gonna win this race.
Yes, and I believe he's keeping the gap. I do not know. 15.3 seconds. Kerem has got to make up on MK17. It's going to be tight. It's going to be really close at the end of the race. So it's going to get very interesting between these two. Only one DNF in the race so far. Only Matt retired from the race. Enzo's got a gap there in 4th. He's got a gap to Alex. Has moved up into 5th. What a recovery race by Alex. Going from last to starting 15, terrible qualifying, moves up into 5th, and on those soft tires could challenge Enzo if he closes enough of a gap to the end of the race. So Kerem needing to gain about 2 to 3 seconds a lap, 2.5 approximately. And 14.2, oh, big lock up there by Alex, keeps the position. Pepine and X18 tight behind him. Alex still keeping it clean, 13 seconds, the gap is reducing, and it's reducing really quickly. Kerem does the fastest lap of the race, that's going to earn him a bonus point in the championship. 13.4 seconds is Kerem ahead. Is Kerem behind, sorry. Still needs to make that up. he cut down the gap by 3 seconds on this lap, so he could get enough. It's 6 laps to go, 12 oh, TRT James retires from the session. Fastest lap of the race for Canderering on the soft tires, gets past Kimi for 9th. As TRT James retiring, no safety cars, he retires into the pit lane, therefore no danger of safety car or anything. So top 10 seeming to be really solid between those at the moment, as Stein is 17 seconds behind Kimi in 10th. So I don't think Karen closed enough on this lap, did he? 11 seconds, 11.9, he needs to cut it to right about some 10 seconds, somewhere like that, by the end of the lap. Giving it everything there, it's the win on the line here, the first race of the season, and we already having this great battle. There's a lot to expect for tomorrow in F1, so 11.0 seconds across the line. 10.9, he will cut the gap down. Will Kerem will probably try to save that energy, go for another fastest lap as he got beaten by Wakanda Raring. 10.4, time penalty for GPL Jaffa Baboon. Oh, those 3 seconds could cost him all the way down into 8th. He could lose out 3 places only on that penalty. He's currently going to 7th, but Matthias closing up is going to put him in 8th place. Only 4 points going to be awarded for him at the end of things.
Sam is third off on this one. That means Enzo is crowning.
Oh, Alex has closed up an Enzo. He's already going to go for a move here. On the end of the straight, not quite. He still has another go at the long straight. The better tires, the soft tires on the Mercedes, really working out for him. If he keeps up this pace, he will catch Sam, but he needs to get rid of Enzo right now, and he's going to put up alongside quite easily right here. But Enzo,
no ERS left, 3%.
Yeah, 3. That's not helping. Enzo.
So he goes for Enzo. He's also got.
He goes for the inside down the hairpin, stays there, and Enzo goes into the curve. He hangs in, tried to hang in. Alex moves himself up into 4th, and Kerem closing up enough to get a fight to the end here. So the striking distance right here between these 2 drivers is going to all go down into the last lap of the race. Kerem is closing right about 2 seconds per lap on MK17. Time penalty for Hank Pizza, 3 seconds. That could help Alex keep at least one of those places. And Alex catching Sam.
Overtakes Sam.
Yeah,
he got that position because he also got a time penalty.
He needs to get past Sam and open about 3 seconds to keep the podium. But I think Sam will keep it, or maybe if Papine could push up, get past Enzo soon, he could catch the Ferrari. I don't think that's going to happen though. 6.9 seconds separating Kerem from MK17. 4 laps to go, 3.5 right now. That missing end plate on MK17 costing him a bit of pace, but he's still hanging in. These 7 seconds to Kerem. That extra stop from Kerem helping him get closer, and I think they are gonna get very, very tight at the end of the race. 6.5 seconds. Papine now goes past Enzo. Oh, there's a massive crash. Hank Peter's gone. I think he's missed the braking zone. He went right up straight into Papine, and there's a virtual safety car. That's gonna cost the opportunities here for Kerem. Matthias retires from the race. There's drama late on. Kerem is gonna lose out big time right here on this VSC. He's not gonna gain anything on MK17. And soon to the pits, Nick Pancras, his last last stop. I've seen him on the pit lane quite a few times today. Goes out, 3 laps to go. When is the virtual safety car gonna come to an end? And it's all playing down on MK17's favour. So Nick Pancras drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car. See if anyone else got a penalty for that. So we're here on the incident, and I don't think Kerem lost that much time. And yeah, it's only Nick Pancras with a drive-through penalty for speeding. So 5.5 seconds. I don't think it's going to be close enough. Kerem's going to need to push even more here at the late stages. Virtual safety car costing him a lot, as it could cost Alex as well. But Alex has got right about 3-second gap to X18 behind. After all those incidents, Alex could still get 4th.
MK17 has got wing damage. He's lost his left hand end plate.
Yeah, he has that damage for a few laps. And he's hit the wall again.
Really slowing down at the moment.
Yeah, it's... Oh, Kerem's in the wall! Kerem's in the wall! Now...
He hasn't got damage,
now that has ruined... That has ruined his opportunities to win the race. Lost control of the car out of the penultimate corner. And that is the end of the winning hopes for Kerem. As MK17 can now cruise to victory here. 7 seconds in front. 2 laps to go. Nick Pancras back into the pits again. And Alex on DRS range of Sam. We could see a battle here for 3rd place between Sam and Alex to the end here. It's not going to be definite because of that 3-second penalty for Alex.
I've got 3 seconds, a 3-second gap to X18, and they both have 3 seconds, so it's really advancing to the podium at the moment.
Yep. So Alex could steal it away from Sam. Sam also has a penalty, I forgot of that, so thanks for reminding. So it could still all go into place here. It's for the podium, it's going to be on track, the battle. So here he comes, Alex on the DRS. Can he get past Sam on this lap, or is he going to have to wait another one to get past the Ferrari? He pulls the inside, not going to have enough of room to get past him. As Sam will keep the place for the moment, and here comes MK17. Oh, Kerem is 1.6 back. He could still get this. So some kind of issue happened.
And MK17's got a puncture. He's got a puncture.
Oh, he's got
right
a puncture. He's got a puncture on that. Oh dear! What a race we got here. Kerem is gonna get past him. Goes to the inside on the right-hander. On the last lap of the race, he tried to stretch the tires for too long, and now can he limp home that puncture to finish ahead of Sam? Kerem into the lead. He'll still win this race.
Because if that tire pops in the S section, you're a passenger.
Everything.
There's still some air in it, but at some point it will pop and you will have no steering at all.
Oh, can he keep that gap? I think he'll keep the gap to Sam. Alex is dropped back out of DRS zone from Sam, but Kerem, after the drive-through penalty and a late spin in the race, will take it.
X18 is on the podium.
Oh, the penalties are putting X18 on the podium, that's right. He's less than 3 seconds behind Sam. It's been really close between Sam and X18 right now. X18 needs to stay less than 2 seconds. What a race we've had right here in Vietnam. It's all gonna come to the hands of this driver though. The Turkish driver Kerem, his first race in VRL, will come across the S section for one last time. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 2, seems to be one of the Red Bulls dropping back. It's X18 as Kerem out to the final corner will take the first win of the season on the first race. What an exciting finish we had. MK17 will limp home that puncture to 2nd place. His only opportunity was to stretch it out on the tyres. He nearly made it by 1 lap, and oh, Enzo's gone past Alex here. On track, Enzo could get the podium. I don't think so, he's too far behind Sam. Sam stays in 3rd. Enzo finishes in 4th, and Wakanda Raring has got Alex here at the end. He'll get 5th. X18 is going to get 6th. Alex had some kind of penalty after that. Kimi will get 7th place. Alex in the Mercedes getting 8th after starting last. Pepine, after a lot of incidents, had a crash late in the race with Matthias, will get 9th. And the last podium finish for the other Racing Point of Steincoaster finishes in 10th. Wow, what a race, what an ending here. The battle for the lead, nothing could have been scripted this since the beginning. Driver of the Day award for X18, he finishing in a nice 6th place at the end of things. And here's Karam on the top step of the podium. Ferrari are going to take the lead of the Constructors' Championship with 2nd and 3rd, double podium for the Ferrari team. But in the end, it's all celebrations for the Racing Point team with Karam. Top spot, after all the issues, he still gets it. What an incredible race here at Vietnam. So these are the final results. Karam taking home the win, taking the championship lead. Fastest lap of the race goes for Nick Pancras, but he did not finish. He did not finish inside top 10. He'll still get that point for the fastest lap, as the new rule will get the point for the fast lap between 11th to 20th, and the fast lap between the top 10. I can't see. It's for Wakanda Raring. Yes, he will get that bonus point for the Renault team. He will be up in 11th. Enzo, after having a lot of issues as well, finishing 4th. Sam sat back. Sam had a really early stop, still manages to take 3rd. And this is it for the first race of the season. We're going to see if we can invite any of the top 3 finishers for the podium interviews. See if you can invite them to the party. And Karen, MK17, Kerem and Sam, the podium finishers today. So I'm gonna get the drivers for the stream soon. I'm gonna get them invited to the party. So if we can get them online. They're both in the lobby. See if Sam can join the party as well. Hello, we've got Karen in the party here. Race winner, everything, all kinds of problems going on. The drive-through penalty on the virtual safety car, that spin late in the race. What went on through this race? All the drama. And did you think you could win after that spin? What went on after that?
I thought that my chances were over. But I got the drive-through with going really small margin red. So I got a drive-through, I increased that one, and then the guy that was first place, he didn't pit. So I was like, what the hell? How is he gonna survive that? But then I was pushing too hard, I was pushing for my life. And then I spun. I went back on track, I pushed as hard as I can. And I watched top left, I saw the delta going really fast below. And then I saw I got half a second every corner, and then I saw he had a puncture, so I was so lucky. My heart was so hard. Yeah, I can't take these kind of races.
So,
Is what
very good win right there. How important it is to get a win early on in the season and set up at the lead of the championship after the first race.
Yeah, it's very important. Now I have a good gap to other people like Marcus that didn't race in Avesta. So I'm happy with my result. But I'm very lucky. I want to say GG's to the guy that was second. He was amazing. That he tried to stretch it. So GG's to him.
Great. So thanks for everything and great race today. Well deserved victory. Karen, Racing Point driver, now a winner in F2.
Yes, thank you. Bye.
Right. So unfortunately, you couldn't get any of the other two drivers to join the party. So that's going to be it for our stream today. What a race we had.
Make sure to still check F3 because they're in the final lap almost. It's really tight there as well.
Yep. So still going, but in F3. So this is it for F2 today. We hope that we have the same kind of action in F2 tomorrow. Tomorrow in F1 tomorrow. And in next weekend in F2 we're going to go racing at Zandvoort for the second race of the championship, and then we'll see what kind of results can Karen bring and if other drivers can contend for a possible championship here. We'll see you then, so take care and see you. Bye.